All right, head coach Ben Olsen. Ben, end of the regular season there. Nice, exciting way to end it in front of a sellout crowd and fifth seed at the end of the day facing Seattle in the round one.
Yeah, it feels good to get the 3 points, in particular the dramatic way we did. A fun game, it's we aim to entertain here, and I think it was a very entertaining game and a packed house. And these are the great nights. These are the ones you remember. Uh, Again, it's had a playoff atmosphere. It was a great game for us to prep, kind of a dress rehearsal for the playoffs because we were playing such a talented team. And that game could, you guys watched the game. It could have went either way. They're so dangerous in transition. I thought we did, for the most part, a good job against just a nasty attacking team. It was, again, just a really good night. And so we'll enjoy it. Someone told me we 53 points or 54 points,
record.
and that's a new club record. So, again, we're continuing to build things here that hopefully are sustainable, but are putting some flags down that we're here to stay. And again, but what I'm most happy about is the crowd tonight. The energy in there was fantastic. How can we replicate that and put that atmosphere, because it really fuels us, both staff and the players, and pushes us. And that's why we can push towards the end, because of the energy in that building. So it was a great night. Tuesday, we'll get away for a day or two and decompress. And then Tuesday we hit the ground, and then the fun begins.
Oh, so with Herman in the middle here.
Hey, Ben, congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Speaking of records and sustainability, a record for yourself with tonight's win, 29 wins in a 2-year span, making that a record for the Houston Dynamo, surpassing Dominic Kinnear, which is a legendary coach for the club. Your thoughts on that?
Well, it means I didn't know that. I don't get caught up in my records. It gives me a chance to give a shout out to Dominic Kinnear, though, and what a great coach he is, and what an influence he's had on me and this club. So thank you for that, and but he's a great coach.
All right. And the second one, speak on the importance of going into the playoffs with this type of momentum, a win against the number 1 seed or number 2 now, and the way you got the win, how does that boost the team and the team's coming in hot into the playoffs?
What I wanted out of tonight is a win, and again, to play entertaining and send the fans home happy. But the other side of this was rhythm and form. And because it's been choppy the last month, this is the first time we've had kind of that group together, in particular Hector coming back in. So that was really the most important thing. It's why we rested Mikael last weekend, because he had a yellow card. It's why we've been making some changes, because we wanted the best group possible for this game, because it's important for us, because it's been so choppy, to get that rhythm and get those minutes together before going to Seattle. And overall, it was pretty good. Still a lot to clean up. There's still, again, at the highest levels, when you play a team like this, there's just so many moments that we have to do better if we're really going to hoist the cup.
And my last question is, speak on Hector's performance tonight and his substitution, Brooklyn Reigns, and the impact he made off the bench.
Well, that's 2 in a row for Brooklyn. Let me get that out of the way. I thought he was great in St. Louis, and I thought he put another really good 50 minutes against arguably one of the best teams in the league. So this is a big step for him. And Hector was Hector. He's not. I don't know why we would be surprised if he was anything but Hector. He doesn't forget, just because he's out a few weeks. He doesn't forget how to play the game of soccer, and he's just a big influence this year.
Hey, Coach, a few records set for you this year on top of the one he mentioned. How would you describe the season in one word and your breakdown on it?
Not done yet. That's 3 words. You're so focused on this goal at the end of a season, and it's really that's success, right? Is to hold a trophy, and we haven't done that. So the records are nice, and I do think there are some, and we're putting some flags down as we grow as this project grows, and we're trying to. We talk about sustainability and making this thing grow, and when you have these growth moments or these records and points and things like that, it's good. It means we're moving in the right direction. But ultimately, we want that one night of glory. So once we get there, once we get into next week, we won't be thinking about any of that stuff.
Looking ahead, you guys have Seattle, and based on the stats, it hasn't been an easy one to conquer. What can you tell us about your next rival?
Well, just that they're a very, very difficult team. But again, I don't. We're pretty good, and we got some moxie, and I don't. Over the last 2 years, those type of hurdles have come up a lot. Like, oh, we don't win in Austin, we've never won here, and this, and the team takes that stuff personal, and sometimes we end up jumping over those hurdles, and hopefully this will be one of them. It's a tough place to play, but we'll be at our best, and then they have to come here, and so that's looking forward to it.
We'll go up front in the blue up here. Sorry. And then Rudy at the back.
Congratulations on the win. And on a personal note, I haven't seen this much excitement, team and fan base since Dominique, and I guess I go back that far, since Dominique was here. So congratulations on that, and you guys did an excellent job.
Thank you.
I was going to ask you about the penalty, because
soft.
did you see? I saw you on the sideline. Did you know that they were going to?
No, we didn't know. We thought it was a pretty good tackle. Even going back, I think it's one of those you can call, you can not call. And there was, Eric got tugged on a set piece before that. Maybe 10 minutes before that's a penalty too. So I don't know. I wasn't sure whether he was going to let things play tonight or let it go. In the end, look, to beat LA Galaxy, I think you need to score 2 goals. Frank, I think their attack is that good. So we dodged a bullet or two here and there, and so maybe they earned a goal on the night. I mean, their expected goals was 2.22. That's pretty good. So, but to your question, I thought it was soft. I didn't think he needed to call it in particular because he was letting some stuff go on the other end.
Also, just talking about the match itself and going into Seattle. That I know that's another week in the making, but this team right now is pretty much set on coming back, and they're playing as a unit, and that's what you wanted all season.
Yeah, the group is great. I think we know who we are right now. We know when we get away from ourselves, and I think when the playoffs hit, that's why I liked playing LA Galaxy tonight, because the focus and the work rate and all the little things that you have to do to be successful in the playoffs, you're tested against a team like LA Galaxy, and overall we held up. But it's also an opportunity for us to look at this film early in the week and really show them, look, this is where we could have got hit. This is, and grow a little bit from this game playing this type of caliber team. Seattle's a different. They play stylistically a hair different than LA, but their defense is solid, and it's going to be a very, very tough matchup.
Good. All right, we'll go to Rudy. Yeah, and then David up front.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. Soccer's an emotional sport, obviously. Could you just tell us a little bit or describe that emotional shift from conceding that tie and then minutes later, scoring the winner?
Yeah, these games are rare when that happens, and to have it against them in our building in a packed house on Fan Appreciation Night I think it's a special game, and it's one we're going to remember, I think, for a long time here.
And then on the goal itself, how does it feel just seeing your fullbacks link up, and what does that say about the effort the team is putting in?
Yeah, Dan, let's talk about Dan for a second. I mean, Griffin had a good night, but actually from a service standpoint, a few of them were blocked, and he wasn't connecting on a lot of final balls. Some good service, but it just didn't happen. And we've worked a lot on this. The final product and scoring goals and getting the right service on, getting the numbers in the box, and making your own luck. And so I was happy for Griffin to get the service off. And then Dan's actually really an impressive guy in the air. He has been, and he can score goals. He's done that for this club. He smells it. He smells danger, and he's athletic, and he's got good balance and control with his body. So in the air, once I saw him get a step on it, I thought we had a chance, and I'm just happy for him. He's played for LA, so kind of played for Galaxy a little bit. So I'm sure that felt a little bit more special than your average goal for him.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
David up front.
Hi, Ben. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
I wanted to ask you, how do you think the defense did tonight against the transition of the Galaxy?
Okay, as good as you can, I think. There was still so many actions, though, where the level is, whether it's Paintsill's speed, Peck, the way he comes downhill at you, and as he's coming downhill, he's so shifty. But what I loved about it was a group effort. We didn't leave Dan isolated too much. We didn't leave Griffin isolated that much. There was always someone, whether it's a center back shifting, whether it's Artie or Hector coming over to help, or Brooklyn, a double down with Ibra or Coco. There's just a lot of effort. And when you play, we talked all week about it, when you play in LA Galaxy, you got to work. You got to work your tails off collectively. It's not a day where you can any one player can take off, because, again, things happen so quickly. The active defending component was good. We have to get better at that. There's still some moments where we're just a little bit asleep as we're attacking, and not the structure behind the ball wasn't good enough. But overall, it was pretty good.
And then tonight, I'm not sure who led the team in shots, but Sviatchenko had plenty of them, right? What do you think has led to this moment of him having that many shots?
He attempted a bicycle kick, which wasn't very pretty. We'll have to give him some. He's been great. Eric, listen, since Eric got to this club, instantly he's changed. He's helped change our culture and helped change our defensive structure. So he's been great, and we know he can score goals. He's dangerous on set pieces. He's starting to hit the net. And that's a good thing for us. The set pieces have been very, very much improved this year on the offensive end, and over the last couple months, defensively, we've gotten better at that. So that we get another set piece goal today, and that's going to be important in the playoffs.
Anyone else? We'll go over there, wrap it up on that side.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations for the win.
Thanks.
I have a question. Who was the player that surprised you the most from LA Galaxy?
This is our first time I think we saw Paintsill, right? He was out when we played them. So his speed is on another level. His ability to run behind and also with the ball it's pretty impressive. Peck, we saw, he's nasty. So those two are really holes that they filled on that team, and it's why they're one of the best teams in the league. Is we all know what Puig does. He dominates a game, and he's an MVP caliber player in this league. But now they have these weapons out wide. As in the past, they could rely on Puig to get them to the goal. But now they have guys out wide where if you really squeeze the middle, now they have isolation out wide that's just at a really high level. So they're a tough team. It's a tough team to beat. But we did it.
Thank you, Coach.
Wrap it up there. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll have Daniel in here next.